Nothing Phone 3 just launched in India, and I hate to break it to you that the leaks, all of them were 100% true. And this is how the phone looks in all its glory. Yes, it's not symmetric. The cameras are placed all over the back and the glyph lights have been replaced with the all-new glyph matrix. But is it looking as weird as it was looking in the leaks? Well, yes and no. Yes, because at first look, you're like, what is going on here? But after holding it for a bit, the imperfections or the asymmetry just doesn't exist anymore. You're like, fine, that's how it looks. Apart from this questionable design, Nothing has done something very interesting on the back panel. First of all, the red dot right here is now functional. So whenever you record a video on the Phone 3, this light blinks so that you know that the recording is on. Also, the glyph matrix is just loaded with a lot of cool and fun features. It comes with 489 LEDs and for starters, you can play games on it. Yes, I'm not kidding. So you can just long press on this button, which they call the glyph button, and it'll spin the bottle for you. It has a very good haptic response too, and you can also play rock, paper, scissors. And now, if that's not enough, Nothing has opened the Glyph Matrix SDK for developers so they can go as creative as they want. And if I talk about the useful stuff, it can display time, battery, notification, who's calling, and you can also use it as a stopwatch or timer. See, Nothing's philosophy to move from glyph lights to glyph matrix is very simple. They want to make it more usable and more customizable, and that was only possible if there was a screen instead of just lights. I think it's the right move. If I talk about the in-hand feel, the phone is slightly heavy at 218 grams, but the good thing is that the back is protected by Gorilla Glass Victus. The camera specs is also very impressive, as you get a 50 megapixel main camera, 50 megapixel periscope with 3x optical zoom, 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 50 megapixel selfie camera as well. And if you're wondering, all 4 cameras can do 4K 60 recording. Now, we are not allowed to show the camera samples at the time of shooting this video, but do subscribe for our full review, which is coming on 8th of July. The Essential key is here too, and this time they added 2 new features. First is the flip to record, which lets you record meetings by just flipping the phone and pressing the Essential key. Once it's done, the recording will be saved in the Essential space with proper summary. Second new feature is the Essential search, which is basically like OnePlus global search, which lets you search through your apps, messages and files, and the AI can get you the answers faster. By the way, Nothing has also mentioned this interesting data in their briefing that 1 out of 5 people use the Essential key every week, which is not a lot, but they're hoping that it will grow. The display is a 6.67-inch 1.5K 120Hz AMOLED panel with 4500 nits of peak brightness. You get in-display fingerprint scanner, and for multimedia, there are dual stereo speakers. Unlike the back, there's symmetry in the front as the bezels are symmetrical on all 4 sides. And yeah, the front is protected by Gorilla Glass 7i, and there's IP68 rating, which is good for peace of mind. When it comes to the performance, you get Snapdragon 8s Gen 4 with up to 16 GB of LPDDR5X RAM and up to 512 GB of UFS 4.0 storage. We couldn't run benchmarks with a limited time with the device, but performance-wise, I think it's sorted. The battery department is also very interesting. Nothing has brought the silicon carbon battery, but it's not as big as we wanted. That's what she said. It gets 5150 mAh for global variant, but in India, we are getting a bigger 5500 mAh battery. There's 65 watt charging support, which can take the phone from 0 to 50% in less than 20 minutes. And you also get 15 watt wireless charging support as well. But of course, no charger in the box. For the software, the phone will come with Nothing OS 3.5 based on Android 16 and will get 5 years of OS updates and 7 years of security patches. Nothing has also shared that Android 16, aka Nothing OS 4.0, will be released in Q3 of 2025. Finally, the pricing. Let's talk about that. The Nothing Phone 3 is launching at 79,999, and with all the bank discounts, exchange offers, you can only bring this down to 62,999. And even at that price, this is a super expensive phone, especially for Indian markets. For the price, I think it's going to be very difficult for Nothing Phone 3 to stand against the competition, especially with the phones like OnePlus 13, iQOO 13, and even iPhone 16. So yeah, that's it from my side. I'd love to know your thoughts about the Nothing Phone 3, especially the design and the pricing. I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. By the way, this is 100 rupees expensive than the iPhone 16. Can you believe that?